Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online. This is Dr. Swati is here. So welcome back to our Global Online channel. So here we are preparing for the UGCNET June 2025 preparation for the especially for the Commerce and Management subject. Am I audible? Please give me confirmation so we can start today's session without delay. Okay, voice is clear? Yes. So a very good evening to all of you. This is our day 18 and here as we are running our Maha Marathon session, and I'm hoping that this session will be going to be a very helpful for the examination. Okay, and this is basically for the examination purpose and this will boost your preparation. Okay, so let's begin with the first question which is in your screen and try to solve with yourself, and I will be here to explain you each and everything in detail. So question is, which of the followings are the property of regression coefficient? Option number 1. So here the question is asking about the properties of regression equation. Okay, option number 1, r is equals to under root of byx into bxy. Option number B, change in origin are not affected. Option number C, change in scale are not affected. Okay, there is scale and here is origin. Okay, option number D, if both the regression coefficient have the negative sign, the regression coefficient will have the negative sign. Okay, so this statement is talking about whatever the sign of the coefficient regression, that exactly will be the sign of the coefficient correlation coefficient, isn't it? Then we have option number E, if one regression coefficient is greater than 1, then the other regression coefficient must be less than 1. So what will be the right answer according to you, student? Here is talking, this question is talking about the properties. Okay, so what will be the right answer? Mark your answer and please comment on chat box. Okay, so what will be the right answer? Without wasting our time, because this is a very high peak period. Okay, this is a time that is we need to save our time, okay, and maximize our preparation. So student, understand the first statement which is given, that is r is equals to under root of byx and bxy. So this is the formula of the regression coefficient. So this is the property of the coefficient regression. Then we have option number 2, option number B and option number C. Change in origin are not affected and change in scale are not affected. So the property of regression equation, when we are talking about the origin, okay, so origin, it means that when we make any changes in minus and plus and scale, that is multiplication and the division. Okay, so change in scale are not affected. Okay, if I made, sorry, there is origin, multiplication and division, scale, minus and plus. Okay, if I made any plus and minus, so there is no change. If I do anything, if I added in the data or if I deducted from the data, it's not affected, but the change in origin are not affected. Okay, so here, that is regression coefficients are unaffected by change in origin, meaning the shifting the scale does not alter their values. Okay, so here, that is option number C is not the property of the regression coefficient. Actually, change in scale are affected, okay, but origin are not affected. Okay, So D, if the both regression coefficient have the negative sign, the coefficient correlation have the negative sign. So whenever they are talking about the sign of the coefficient correlation and the sign of the correlation coefficient, they having the relationship. That means they are connected with each other. So that's why this option number D will be the right answer. If the both the regression coefficient have the negative sign, the coefficient correlation will also be negative. This indicate the negative relationship. Okay, this indicate the negative relationship, isn't it? So then we have the E option. If one regression coefficient is greater than the another, regression coefficient must be less than 1. What does it mean? One correlation coefficient, that means when we calculate the regression value, we calculate the x on y value. That means x depend on y and y depend on x. Okay, so we calculate two values, bxy and byx. Okay, if the value of bxy is greater than 1, that means 1.1, so the value of byx must be less than 1, that means 0.80 or 0.40. Okay, so it's depend on the data. So that's why this is also the property of the regression coefficient. So that's why what will be the right answer? The option number third one, that is A, B, D and E. Okay, so the C is not, because this is affected. Scale are affected, not affected, it's affected. Okay, okay student, so I am here with the back with our preparation for the next attempt. Okay, if you register over here, so we have a still we have a time to prepare. Okay, if you have started a preparation from the today, so still you have a time. Okay, so here you will get, if you register over here in the global online app, so here this is you whatever the amount you are paying. Okay, that means 8,000 if you are paying for this registration. So here you will get complete course, also crash course also. Okay, so that is you're able to give your paper the June attempt also and your December also. So here the validity of this registration will be for the 1 year. Okay, if you register, so here the contact number is giving to you. If you have any query, so you can get in touch with this contact number. Now what you will get over here, you will get daily live session. In case if you are not able to see the live session, so recorded session is also available, so you can see this session anytime. Okay, complete syllabus notes in PDF format, and 100% syllabus is covering over here with revision. Okay, and this revision I am taking with the help of PYQs, 13 years of PYQs, and we have a lots of practice, because I am in this field from the very long period of time. So here, that is, I am making the most expected MCQs on the basis of this PYQs. Okay, so the revision I am taking with the help of this PYQs plus MCQs. Okay, then full mock test you will get over here, 4000 MCQ series with detailed explanation, PYQs with detailed explanation. And the most important thing student, if you are register yourself for the paper 2, complete paper 1 is free of cost for you. So that is the golden opportunity, and our new batch will be going to be started from the 8th of June. Okay, how to download the global online? Just go to Google Play Store, download this app, then you have to register with your register mobile number. Once you register, you have to go to the my course section. Once you go, then you have to register with this course. Okay, whatever do you want, either for management, either for the commerce. Okay, once you register, so this is the question mark, how do you start your study? So unit wise facility is giving to you. This is unit wise recorded session, unit wise PDF notes, mock test, PYQs. This will be going to be already uploaded over here, so this will be helpful for your preparation. This is not only for the paper student, this is exact the pattern is followed by the paper 1. Okay, so yes, this will be very helpful for your preparation, and if you prepare yourself in the systematic way, this will be going to be very much helpful for your preparation. And if you are doing anything in a very systematic manner, so definitely you will achieve your target. Okay, So student, without wasting our time, because we have a less time, so the next question which is in your screen, which one of the following is not non-parametric test? So you know that what is a non-parametric test? The test which is not systematically data is collected, unsystematically, when your unsystematically data was collected and the collection of the data is greater than 50, in that condition the non-parametric test will be used over here. Okay, so we have an option, that is X square test. What is it, this X square test? This is nothing but your chi-square test, isn't it student? Okay, then we have a T test, Z test and F test. So what will be the right answer according to you? Okay, I'm not wasting too much time to waiting for your reply. Okay, because this is a high peak time, you have to just revise as fast as possible. Okay, so student, what will be the right answer? Right answer will be chi-square test, because chi-test quest is applied whenever the data is not systematically arranged and it does not assume the specific distribution of the data. Okay, and this is commonly used to test the relationship between the categorical variables. Okay, so that's why the chi-square test will be as a considered as a non-parametric test. Okay, so here right answer will be chi-square test. Okay, the next question, which of the following statement is most correct one? You have to choose which statement from the following statement is the correct one. Option number 1, that is stock repurchase can be used by firm to defend against the hostile turnover, since they increase the proportion of debt in a firm's capital structure. Statement number 2, after 3-for-1 stock split, a company's price per share value will fall and its numbers of share outstanding will rise. Then we have a C option, investor can interpret a stock repurchase by firm as a signal that the firm's manager believe the stock is underpriced. Okay, option number 1, that is, okay, understand this question, this statement specifically. Stock repurchase can be used by the firm to defend against the hostile takeover, since they increase the proportion of debt in the firm capital structure. So student, when a company buy back its own share, the total number of share, whatever the share is available to the public, is decrease, it's not increase. Okay, but this make harder for the hostile entry to gain a controlling interest. So that's why additionally, whenever the stock buyback is increases the debt to equity ratio. Understand? So here debt to equity ratio is increases. Okay, this will be increases and making the company appearing more leverage, which can be takeover attempt. Okay, so this is one option. Then we have the next one. So this is statement, this particular statement is correct one, because whenever the stock is repurchased, this will be repurchase stock will be used whenever the debt equity ratio will be increases. So in that condition, this will be the effect to the capital structure. So that's why the option number 1 will be the right statement. Okay, then we have after 3-for-1 stock split, company's price per share value will fall and number of share outstanding will rises. So whenever the number of this shares outstanding increases, okay, so in that condition total market value of the company remain the same, isn't it? So the price of per share will drop proportionately, okay, if the stock traded on the $30, rupees 30, either we can say rupees, does not reflect the true value of the business in that condition. So whenever this true statement, isn't it? Because whatever they thinking, the investor because repurchasing of their own share, it means that the stock is undervalued, okay, that means they are not showing the correct value of the business, okay. So that's why all these statements are the correct, okay. Option number D will be the right answer for this question. Now student, we have the next question. What is the characteristic of purely competitive market? This is from the economic question, business economic, okay. So this portion is also in the management and in the commerce also, okay. What is the characteristics of purely competitive market? Option number 1, large number of buyer and seller, a few seller, a few buyer, and abnormal profit. So what you will consider, what we will write, a purely competitive. In the purely competitive market, if any competition, any market having the purely competitive nature, it means that when this is possible, when there is a large number of buyer and the seller in the market, and this is happen only and only in the perfect competition, because no participant can influence the market price, because the marketers are the price taker, not the price maker. That's why, okay. So here when we are talking about a few, now then moving toward the, so option number 1A will be the right answer, who was student, okay. But what about the option number B, few seller? Few seller is only happen in the oligopoly, okay, oligopoly. Few buyer has happen in the monopoly, okay. Then we have an abnormal profit is happen in the purely competition firm, and the firm earn the normal profit in the long run, because free entry and exit of the firm is eliminated from the abnormal profit. That's why, okay. So this is abnormal profit is happen in the pure competition, but there is a, normally they earn normal profit, not a abnormal profit, okay. So that's why option number A will be the right answer, student. Then we have a consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is excess of consumer satisfaction over cost paid by. Option number B, excess of marginal satisfaction over marginal cost, excess of sale revenue over cost, excess of marginal utility over price. First of all, what is the meaning of consumer surplus? Consumer surplus is talking about the difference. Difference of what? Difference of maximum price that consumer willing to pay, okay, and what the difference between the maximum price which consumer willings to pay with what is the actual value of that particular goods or the services. So the actual price they pay, this difference is the consumer surplus, okay. So consumer satisfaction over the cost paid by the consumer, because he is totally satisfied whatever he was paying or he is paying for the goods and services. That is the consumer surplus, okay. So actually consumer surplus is, it's the measure the extra benefit that is consumer receive because they pay less than what they were willing to pay, okay. if I'm talking, that is consumer surplus is what? Maximum willingness, okay, willingness to pay minus actual price paid, okay, and he will be happy when he paid less than what he is willing to pay, isn't it? So right answer will be the option number 8 will be the right answer, student. Yes, so moving toward the next question. This is a numerical question. We will solve this question, okay, because we have to prepare for overall. We need to yes, we definitely want to achieve our JRF, so don't skip the numerical questions, okay. If the price elasticity of demand for the product is 2, price elasticity, okay, its price fall from the 10 to 8, that means there is a changes in the price, okay, then its demand, which was price of 10, will be. So here ultimately the question is asking about the quantity, okay. So how do we calculate this question, student? First of all, but we need to calculate, okay. So to calculate this one, the elasticity of demand, percentage change in quantity divided with percentage change in price. This is a formula, isn't it, student? We know the elasticity of demand, it's already given to us, okay. So here price elasticity of demand, that is ED, is already given to us, that is 2, okay. So we need to calculate the percentage change in price. So how do we calculate what is given to us, okay. So we need to calculate the percentage change in price. So how do we calculate? Price 2 minus price 1 divided with price 1, okay, then because we need to calculate in percentage, so that's why I multiply with the 100, okay. Then how do we calculate it? So we have a 8, okay, this decrease, this is our P2 and this is our P1, okay. So this is P2 is what? P2 is 8, P1 is 10, divided with P1, that is 10, multiply with 100, okay. So there is 20%, clear? Then using now we need to now we use the next formula, that is using elasticity of formula, okay. What is the formula of the elasticity? This one, okay. So I'm just using this formula, ED is equals to percentage change in quantity divided percentage change in price, okay. So here ED is 2, that is elasticity of demand is 2. This is because this is, yes, minus 20, okay. So this is minus 20 when we solve this all, okay. So what we'll get? Percentage. So what we'll get? Percentage change in quantity, percentage change minus 2 in only in market. So they also the many sellers are offered a differentiator product and the firm may lower the price to attract the buyer, isn't it? So they can lower the price, okay. They have their monopolistic also have the power to lower the price. Actually the perfectly competitive markets is not realistically available now, that means this is not real, this is just assumption, okay. So option number C will be the right answer. Now we have the next question, that is an example of the derived demand is milk, money, manufactured goods, or these fertilizers. Now the question is that, student, what is a derived demand? Derived demand, the demand which is not actually needed by the buyer. Actually they do not need this, but this demand will be derived by the seller, that is demand for a goods or services that arises due to the demand for the another goods or services is higher. So when we're talking about the milk, Milk is a direct demand. Yes, directly we needed this. Okay, so consumer purchase it for the direct consumption. This is not derived demand. Money is derived demand because basic necessity we need is food and shelter, and we are able to earn this. We can with our own self doing the farming. Okay, so the money is a derived demand because the people demand money not for its own sake but to facilitate transaction and purchase of goods and services. That's why this option number B will be the right answer. Manufactured goods are also we consider as a direct demand, student. Okay, they are used directly by the consumer. Okay, fertilizer is also derived demand to some extent, but they are needed due to the demand for the agriculture product. But the money are more fundamental example of the derived demand. Okay, fertilizer help to grow our foods or everything in a, we can say, in a very productive way, in a with a best quality. Okay, so this will it's yes, it's some kind is a derived demand, but still it's a basic thing. Okay, so that's why option number B will be the right answer for this question. Now move toward the next one, that is option number A. The assertion and the reason is giving to you. So given paradox rarely occur in the real world. Isn't it true? Now first of all we have to know what is the given. Prices increases. Okay, if prices increases for the inferior goods, that will lead to, it means that what they are doing, they are contracting the demand. Contracting, that means they do not having the easily available substitute goods, that's we call. So not all inferior goods having the easily available substitute. They define they define as the inferior goods. So narrowly defined for which the substitutes are available, but this is wrong because the inferior goods have easily available to the substitute goods. That's why option number A is correct over here. Okay, so next question, student, we have match the pair. Okay, we are doing little bit faster because these are the basic questions which are taking the revision. Okay, the perfect competition you can match with the, they have the no substitute. Purely monopoly, so this is homogeneous. Monopolistic competition, price rigidity, and oligopoly, product differentiation. This is possible in the just a minute, I make something wrong, that is oligopoly or price rigidity, yes, and the monopolistics, that is product differentiation. So option number A will be the right answer. Rate of return. Internal rate of return means project earn more than the cost of capital. Net present value of the project is positive. Rate of discount which make a NPV 0. Rate of return after recovery of capital. First of all, internal rate of return, it's we calculate. Okay, it's a discount rate at which this is